Everybody, TJ Mac Vintage Cards here, and today I'm doing a set profile of 1965 Topps Baseball. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought it'd be a good time to do another one. And let's take a quick scroll through here. Now in 1965, the seeds of parity were sown as the collapse of the Yankees after decades of domination was followed by the first ever rookie draft. And Rick Monday was the first pick of the Kansas City A's in that rookie draft. So that really changed the game in baseball and made it harder for the Yankees to corner some of that hot talent that they used to be able to get before the days of the draft. Now this card set is, this is a beautiful set in my opinion, but I think almost all these sets are beautiful, so who am I to say, I guess. But it's a nice colorful set, I think. You can see here on the bottom here, you got like blacks and oranges on the bottom of the cards, some purple, reds, just beautiful. And then you can see here they have a waving team pennant in the lower right corner, and it's angled up. And then you see a picture emblazoned with the team mascot and the name. And then across the bottom of the card is the player's position, as you can see there. And like I said, just a really nice, clean looking design. And I'll flip one over just so you can kind of see what the back looks like of the card. I'll put it that way. And a lot of them have a cartoon on the back, assuming the stats don't take up the whole page, which I kind of like. It's got that vintage feel. It's got the number in the corner. And then, as other years, Topps isn't emblazoned on the front of the card. I don't think that takes place to 79. I want to say, but they do have it in the back here above the number where it says Topps. But just real sharp looking cards, and these here, for those who know how I collect, are the 30 key cards that I decided for that issue. These again are sets that I put together years and years ago. All are PSA graded. I have 1/5, which is the Mantle, which I think is a really beautiful example. And then I have a couple 7s sprinkled in, but I'd say almost all these cards are 6s. And just, again, a real beautiful example of the key cards in this set. So first card we got is the Robin Roberts, and the Orioles there. I think he made one more card in 66, and that was it for him. There's a beautiful Joe Morgan rookie. Houston Colt 45s. I love that helmet, or that hat there with the 45s on it. I like that. Joe Morgan, I think, went 6 for 6 in a game in 1965. When I was doing some research for this, I believe I came across that, which I thought was kind of cool. There's the Juan Marichal. Frank Robinson. There's the LK line. I had that card as a kid. This isn't the one I had, but always liked that image of him. Just a great, nice guy, and just kind of captures that in this photo. There's Brooks Robinson. He had 118 RBIs in 1965 to lead the American League. And then scrolling down here is the Roger Maris. I just did a profile of him a couple weeks ago. Beautiful, beautiful Bob Clemente here. It's just I think it's a great photo of him. Just a nice smile on his face there. Nice Hank Aaron. Then you got Willie McCovey. Him and Willie Mays combined for 91 home runs. And the interesting thing is the Dodgers won the World Series that year, and those two alone hit 13 more home runs than the entire Dodgers team did. They hit 78. And the funny thing is, Ron Drysdale, the pitcher, hit 7 of them. Pretty interesting. And there's Gaylord Perry. Last regular issued card of Warren Spahn. And there you can see he's a pitcher and a coach for the Mets. My guess is he's probably got a Braves jersey on here because he's got no hat on. Looks like a Braves jersey. That's what they would do sometimes back then. Those hatless photos. Love this Pete Rose. Got the great old Reds jersey on there. There's Billy Williams. That's one of the ones in the Nearman 7. Nice card. There's Willie Mays. Willie Mays that year, I think he had his best year, at least by WAR. He had 11. I have here 11.3 or 11.2 WAR in 1965. 52 home runs, 317 batting average, 118 runs, 112 RBIs. Great year for Willie. I love that card too. It's one of those ones on the Kmart 1982 MVP set. When I was a kid, I was like, oh, I always wanted this card, and well, now I got it. So very grateful and thankful for that. And then you got a Don Drysdale here. Don Drysdale in 1965, he won 23 games, 2.77 ERA, 20 complete games. Crazy. Now, the interesting thing here is that most of us know the story about Sandy Koufax in 1965 in the World Series, where he refused to pitch the first game because of a Jewish holiday. It fell on Yom Kippur, and it's a high holy day in the Jewish faith. It's my understanding anyway. And in his place, Drysdale pitched the opening game, and he's the ace right-handed pitcher for the Dodgers, and he had Sandy, the left-handed pitcher. Well, Drysdale gives up 7 runs in 2 2/3 innings. And then what happened was Sandy relayed to him that when the manager, Walter Alston, came out to the mound to take the ball out of Drysdale's hand and bring it to the reliever, Drysdale said, "Coach, I bet right now you wish that I was Jewish also." Now, Sandy, he did, take that time off to be with Yom Kippur and honor that religious holiday. But he also pitched games 2, 5, and 7 of that World Series, and the Dodgers won in 7, with the only win being on the road that 7th game. The home team won all the other 6 games of that series, so Sandy Koufax ended up delivering the win in the World Series in the 7th game, which obviously was pretty exciting. So Koufax is the next card here, which I really like. The two of them are next to each other, and he was, dominating this year, as he was in many of the years in this decade. 26 wins, 27 complete games, and then he had a Major League best 382 strikeouts, 2.4 ERA, and he won his second Cy Young that year, and he also threw a perfect game against the Cubs. 2 beautiful cards in this set, and again, I love that I put mine in number order, so it's really cool that they're right next to each other. And you got a Bob Gibson here. Nice looking card. 2 buddies here next to each other, Whitey Ford and Mickey Mantle, which is kind of cool. Now, Mantle really started his decline in 65. The injuries and hard living really caught up to him. He only had 19 home runs, 46 RBIs, and a .255 batting average. And the Yankees finished in the 2nd division, which would have been the bottom tier of the American League teams, for the first time since 1925. So again, that dynasty was starting to crumble. And you got Willie Stargell. There's Carl Yaz. Like that card of him too. Nice pose, looking up in the air. There's Harmon Killebrew of the American League pennant-winning Twins. There's Yogi's final card. Here he's a catcher and a coach. He was fired by the Yankees the year before after the World Series. He was their manager, and then he goes to the Mets. And then down here in the bottom row, we got Steve Carlton, rookie. Turn it on the side here, just a nice sharp card of him. And then we got Eddie Matthews. And, what I'm doing now is I'm spending a lot of time. I really do like researching some of these players. I've bought these cards in the past, and I know the numbers on Eddie Matthews. I know he hit over 500 home runs. He's arguably, he's not better than Schmidt, I don't think, but he's certainly one of the top 3 or 4 third basemen of all time. And I didn't really know that much more about him, so I did some research on him. And one of the things that I found out is that Ty Cobb had said that Eddie Matthews had the perfect swing. And Matthews spent 13 years together with Hank Aaron, and they formed the most potent home run tandem in history. So from 54 to 66, they combined for 863 home runs. Aaron had 442, and Matthews had 421. And actually, a lot of people at that time thought Matthews, when he first came in, might break Babe Ruth's home run record, because he had 3 40 home runs seasons in his first 4 years. He had 25 home runs his first year, and then had 3 40 home run seasons after that. And then he obviously slowed down some, and probably by the time he was in his mid to late 30s, he wasn't the player he was earlier. But what's really interesting about Matthews is he was a pretty tough, mean character. I never really knew that about him. His teammate, Tony Cloninger, said, "All I remember is that it was very comforting that if I ever threw a pitch inside, I didn't have to worry about the batter making it to the mound with Eddie Matthews at third base. He wasn't afraid to rush over and take him out before he got to me." I thought that was a really interesting commentary. And then former Braves shortstop Johnny Logan once said, I didn't mind starting fights. Matthew was always there to finish them for me. And that's exactly what Matthews did. There was an example of a game against the Dodgers, and Don Drysdale, who's known really for throwing inside quite a bit, hit Johnny Logan in the ribs with a pitch in 1957. Well, Gil Hodges of the Dodgers, he was the first baseman then, he stepped in and made sure Logan never got to the mound. Well, Eddie dived in there and knocked the hell out of Don Drysdale, Logan said. He took care of business for him. And then Red Sox manager Joe Morgan, the former Red Sox manager, he called Matthews, who was his old teammate, an unbelievable competitor, tough as nails. So some things I didn't know about Eddie Matthews I just wanted to share. And then here we got Ernie Banks. And then here is the Jim Catfish Hunter rookie. And there's an error on the back of this. I don't know if it was ever corrected. But if you look here, it says Tim Hunter. And I don't know if everyone's like that because this is the only one I got. But I always thought that was kind of cool. But the front says Jim Hunter and the back says Tim Hunter. So there's, they couldn't put Renee for Renee Latchman. His name was too long. There's a Blue Moon Odom on the card. So it's just a really nice card. Then you got the Lou Brock and the Tony Perez. Let's take one quick go through here of the 1965 Topps baseball set. And I hope everybody has a great day. And hopefully you got some nice weather where you're at right now. And everybody take care.